Good morning. Today we're going to do, well, first of all, welcome to another PaulyBones Quick Tip, Quick Tip number 2. So today we're going to talk about cutting CMON type board game miniatures off their bases. Now there's many ways you can do this. You can snip them off the bases using snips, but if you're going to keep the base, you probably don't want to do that. Some miniatures you'll find they're very easy using one of those little utility knives, kind of cut around it and stuff like that. But there's other options. There's tons of options. This is just one of many options to cut them. So what we're going to do today, we're going to use a hobby saw, which kind of looks like this. It's a super thin blade. It's just like a saw, like any type of saw, except it's very thin. You can get this at, I picked this one up at Michael's. It comes in a 2-pack, one with a wide blade, one with a small blade. And basically, this is good for when you have minis that have a lot of the miniature on the base. If you look at this, I've already gone and primed it, but there's a lot of it molded into the base, right? There's no nubs on the bottom to snip it off, but we're gonna use this. So we'll go right to it and we'll start sawing away. It does make a mess. There's a lot of little plastic particles, so you're gonna have to clean up afterwards and stuff, and then you have to clean up some of the kind of melt it together grinds that you cut, but you'll see. Okay, so I've got this mini. I'm going to cut it with this saw. Basically what you want to do is you want to find a good area on your mini to kind of get started, right? So if you look like this, right underneath the cape, because you don't want to cut any of the miniature off. So you want to get a good start. Like I said, it is kind of a pain in the butt, but you're just going to get in there, right? And you can see my camera shaking. Right, and just keep on cutting. Find a good hook. You don't want to cut the toes off. And just keep cutting. You can see I'm starting to get these grinds on my saw. That's what's going to make a mess, right? So you want something to clean it up afterwards. But I'll continue cutting this, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I've gone and done 6 different heroes. Cutting them off their base with the saw. It didn't take too long. It took about 5 minutes, so I mean, it feels like it takes longer than what it really does, but I've got this guy. This is the first guy that I showed you, and this is what I was talking about. I don't know if you can see that, but you got a little bit of grinds around the feet that we're going to clean up. Also some pieces that got stuck on, so if you can see here, and that's fine. So this is where you take your hobby knife, and you're just going to, sorry, one of these, right? And you're just going to go around and you're going to clean some of the stuff off of it, right? Just to make sure you have a nice clean base to start with. You want it to be clean. So I'm just going to clean this up. And I can continue doing this. I can show you guys once it's all cleaned up. But this is good. This way you can do whatever you want to the bases, right? You don't have to be stuck. And it's actually easier to paint these. Now I don't do these to all the miniatures. It's just the theme that I'm doing for Massive Darkness. I'm actually putting stones on the bases. Some people paint the stones, and that's good too. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do so many different things. This is just gonna help out. So if I take Bjorn over here, whatever his name is, clean up his feet, get all those little particles off, right? That's good. And I also find that, like, I clean my flash off the miniatures, but when I prime them, sometimes you see a little bit more that you didn't see when it was just all in plastic. And that's fine, this guy's cool, right? So, see how he's just by himself without the base. And you get the base, kind of looks like this afterwards, right? It's nice and flat. You can use them or you can rebase, right? It's totally up to you. I might as well use these because they're 25 mils anyways, right? And I just scrape the top of it, make it nice and flat before I put anything on it. And then I've got my base, and I've got the Bjorn. whatever his name is, Bjorn. Alright, I can put something on the base, do whatever I want with it. Okay, so this concludes our quick tip number 2. As you can see, this guy is completely off his base, and he can stand alone if you wanted to, and you've got your little base right there. So you can do whatever you want with it. This way, he's back on his base, he's off his base, he's back on his base. Alright, whatever. Alright, well thank you very much guys for watching quick tip number 2. Always fun here at PaulyBones Tabletop Studios, miniatures. Subscribe and hit that like button. Alright, that way we can get, if you guys want to share this video to some people who might think it's interested, or they're interested, that'd be good as well. Gets these out there. I'm sure there's some people who would like to find an easy way to cut their miniatures off their bases. So thank you very much. See you guys next time.